Hi there, welcome back. I'm going to do something a little different in this video. I'm a massive fan of horror films. Nothing seems to frighten me anymore. I'm quite desensitized. But there's a genre of films that I find fascinating and really scary, and it's the old British public information films. There's quite a few out there that are genuinely terrifying. And there's one in particular that a lot of people have mentioned over the years to me that I'm going to have a look at and watch right now. So this one, it's called Lonely Water. It was released in 1973 and appeared on commercial breaks and adverts on ITV, as there was only one commercial channel in Britain at the time. This would appear throughout the day, warning children and teenagers of the dangers of hidden things in water, in lakes and rivers, and the dangers of drowning. It's voiced by Donald Pleasance, who is famous for playing Blofeld in the Bond film You Only Live Twice, and along with his voice and the hooded figure, this would frighten a generation of children not to go near the water. This still has an impact on a lot of adults these days. Myself, I was too young to remember this at the time, but a lot of my older friends still are terrified by this. A few friends in particular never actually learnt to swim. They were that frightened of the water because of this advert. And I know in particular somebody wouldn't actually walk through puddles. They were that terrified that the hooded figure would be in the puddle. So it did have a long-lasting effect on the adults, from the children who grew up to become adults from watching this public information film. Okay, so what I'll do is play the video now and see what holds up after 47 years, and see if it's still as frightening now and has an impact as it would have all those years ago.
I am the spirit of dark and lonely water, ready to trap the unwary, the show-off, the fool. And this is the kind of place you'd expect to find me.
Pause it there. It is sort of like, starts off in the sort of like foggy, marshy area. It gives off that atmosphere. It starts off really well.
But no one expects to find me here. It seems too ordinary. But that pool is deep. The boy is showing off. The bank is slippery. The show-offs are easy. But the unwary ones are easier still. This branch is weak, rotten. It'll never take his weight. Only a fool would ignore this. But there's one born every minute. Under the water there are traps, old cars, bedsteads, weeds, hidden depths.
I think they were trying to make a deal of how those things could be stuck under water, but that's quite a lot of things to be in one place.
It's the perfect place for an accident.
Oh, look, there's someone in the water.
Love that bit. I look, there's someone in the water.
That big stick to get him out.
Sensible children. I have no power over them.
Oi, mate, that's a stupid place to swim. Hey, go over and get that thing to wrap him in. You don't have to feel cold, mate. How long was you in there? Ew, what thing?
I'll be back.
Yeah, so it doesn't have many captions at the end of, like a lot of public information films normally does, like saying like, oh, stay away from the water or something. I think that's why this is quite unique. It doesn't have anything like that. The I'll be back at the end, a lot of people remember that bit as well. Watching it again, I mean, still has an impact, but I think with a lot of horror films that are out now as well, it's not as scary. Like I can imagine a lot of children would have saw worse, if you know what I mean. But at the time, kids wouldn't have been that desensitized as they are today, and that would have actually terrified them. Luckily, I mean, stuff like this it's very rare nowadays of this happening. Kids seem to be a lot more sensible around water, or maybe this advert taught kids of that age who grew up to have children now to keep the kids away from places like this. It might have worked that way. But you rarely see kids now messing about around water. They sort of know not to, and there's a lot more fencing around with signs to say keep away, and it's a lot more security minded now to stop this happening. A lot more health and safety than there was in the 70s. I think watch the back, it still has that really good message. Like I say, it doesn't need any captions or like fancy things at the end telling you to keep away. It does what it states at the beginning. It's not the worst one I've seen, but it is up there. Okay, so that's it from me for today. Hope you enjoyed this one and got something out of it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you remember this video or any other public information films that freaked you out as a kid. Let me know, I'll have a look. Hopefully going to do quite a few of these going forward, but this was a one that a lot of people have talked about, so I thought I'd do this one first. But like I say, I'll do a lot more in the future, just wanted to do this one first. But if there's any ones that you would particularly like me to have a look at, let me know. I'll see if I can find them. But like I said, hope you're all doing good in lockdown. Stay safe and stay away from the water. Until then, see you soon. Bye bye.